What is going on, guys? It's Guru. So today I'm going to bring you a mini analysis on Game 2 of Dreamhack Austin. This time we're going to be looking at FaZe's point of view for a very small team fight that I just really thought would be quite an interesting point of view for a bit of discussion and something that we can analyse and break down a little bit. So the way I'm going to break down this video is nice and simple. I'm going to start off by just showing you the clip with the cast and everything as if it was from Dreamhack Austin, and then I'm going to go through it, and we're going to go through it slowly and have a look at why I think this clip was a really interesting bit of play and a bit of an interesting way of playing it. It's not something we often see in the tournaments like this, this way that they played. So I really like to break this down and have a look at it. So before we get started, this is going to be a series I'm starting. I'm going to try and do quite a lot of small mini analysis on lots of videos that I think are going to be interesting plays, break them down, and have a look at how the pros are doing them. So if you're interested in watching them, just give me a like, subscribe, and have a look at my Twitter. All of that will be in the description, so please take a look. Anyway, here's the clip.
There are so many squads right now shooting a space station. They're caught out in the blue. There is nowhere to go. It's just a matter of time at this point. Next circle has popped itself, and it is still going to have a little bit of Severny in it, but it is going to be right on top of everybody else. As you can see, it's going to be Optic and Vinny and all those other squads. Wildcard is still up, and yeah, Space is coming up right back behind him. They're so caught up in looking at Space Station Gaming right now.
Did they pop the nade up there? I think they did. Space Station have been dealt with, so Wildcard's attention, just Smurf is left at the top above them. As FaZe decide to go for this one. First FaZe pushes up around the side. They have to make this move because they're not in the circle. They have to try and make some ground and try and look towards the hillside as Totality do go down. Space Station continue to flank. This is Smurf. He's the last man standing for his team here. He might go for the shots, but look at the distance. You can see FaZe coming over the hills. He will just completely draw the attention. Does get spotted out. Wildcard in the end will take him down. But Wildcard, they're going to come back. Look at Fuzzface. He's got to the rock.
And this is a fight out inside the blue. Fuzzface wants to go for this. None of these guys want to run across this open field, and so they're trying to make their way forward, and so this is just a fight to try to move, see who can move first. Fuzzface does get the down on the Pride, though.
Manages to find one. You can see there's another one nearby. He just saw him go to ground a second ago. Meanwhile, Caden has taken down Pride as well, so Wildcard, they're trying to push down the hillside, and it's not working out for them. Kickstart in the end will get downed as well, so sharp shot.
Okay, guys, so let's have a look at this clip from our perspective. Let's go through it and break it down and see what happened here. So, to start off with, I'll just give you a little bit of background on what's going on in this game. So, FaZe have been holding this compound for a little while now. They just took it off Dignitas after Dignitas rotated into the circle and left this compound behind. There's 15 teams remaining. Totality literally just got eliminated, I think, here. So as you can see, yeah, this guy, Totality Terror, just died out of the zone here. SSG and Wildcard are fighting at the top of the hill, inside FaZe's range. FaZe haven't got the best shots here. It's not an easy shot from at the top of the hill there. There's not the greatest view lines because there's quite a nice deflate just at the top of the hill there. So Wildcard are gatekeeping SSG, stopping them from getting into the circle. So FaZe are just trying to get some free third-party shots in here. They're just trying to get a few hits, maybe get a knock, a bit of luck, anything they can get here. Just sort of war of the attrition here, trying to get some damage in. So if we roll the clip, we'll see what happens here. Right. So as you can see, FaZe, Mixie, and Fuzzface, two of their members, start aggressively pushing up the hill. So, I just want to pause. As you can see on the screen here, there's so much cover for them here. Wildcard just done. You see Sharpshot's looking back in this direction, but he can't see anything. There's a massive hill in his face. He can't look down and see Mixie and Fuzzface because there's a massive hill there. And because Jempty and Hagzetti are still shooting at him, there's no way they can expect two members to be sneaking up for them. They just assume FaZe are holding this compound. I mean, why wouldn't FaZe still be holding the compound? It's a compound that they want, right? And why would they push this position? They need to get into the circle. So there's a lot of questions this brings up. Why would they do this? You know, you wouldn't expect this in the gameplay. So that's one of the reasons this is quite amazing play. It's because of the sheer unexpectedness of it. No one would expect this. Even if you're watching your flank, you would never expect someone to be coming on foot like this. Especially when you know where FaZe were, and it was quite a long way away, as you can see here. So we can see that there's quite a lot of deflate on the left of our screen here, on Fuzzface's right, that is. So no one else in the circle can actually see FaZe pushing here. Only FaZe know that they're going here. No one knows this information. So this is going to be a great push. So as we can see, we're going to let them go. So you'll see Hagzetti and Jempty. They're going to continue to put in shots from all the way back at the compound. And that's going to put stress on Wildcard. They're not going to expect anyone pushing because there's still people shooting from FaZe's compound. It's all about selling the fake here, making sure that the people do not know that FaZe are going to be pushing up behind here. So you can see Wildcard sort of start their prep to rotate, and then we can't really work out what they did here. They went for an on-foot rotation, then realised they needed their bikes and vehicles, and made a massive mistake. So they have to go back. So SSG dies, that's kind of expected. He was getting gatekeep, there was nothing he could really do there. So here we are. FaZe FaZe peeks over the ridge. We've got two Wildcard members that have already ran halfway into the circle on foot for some reason. I think they were getting shot by Envious at this point, which is where they realised, crap, we need our vehicles. And their vehicles are now 100 metres behind them. So two of their members, Kickstart and Pride, have decided to go back for their vehicles. Now this is a huge problem, because FaZe has now made this aggressive push, and these vehicles are now squandered. They cannot take these vehicles, but Wildcard have no idea. No idea this is happening. So, play it out. FaZe misses a bit of a spray there, unfortunate. Kickstart lies down, no problem, and then he peeks and kills Pride. So, oh, it looks like Mixie got the kill there. So, he tries to finish, but so what's important there is we'll see that Sharpshot and Tume were actually shooting back at FaZe here. Maybe a bit of shots from Envious as well. As you can see, on the right-hand side of our screen right now, you can see Envious, Team 15, can actually get an angle on FaZe in this position. So getting the knock is very dangerous here. So FaZe have just got a 2-for-1 here, essentially. Well, they've only got one knock, but they know there's one guy for free here. So there should be 2 guaranteed kills here. They should not be risking anyone on their team getting knocked right now. It's too much of a risk. The circle's moving in. If someone gets knocked here, it's death. So FaZe are being very, very cautious here. It's very good of them. They did a bit of damage on the guy that was knocked. They're back and back off. If they continued to stay and took a headshot and died, they would be completely out of the game. They wouldn't be able to be rezzed. So it's a very good play for them to try and back off here. So you'll see that's what they do. But it looks like Caden just snipes that kill off them. So unfortunately that kill was stolen. And then we'll continue playing it. And Kickstart's lying down and he gets shot by Caden as well. And then unfortunately FaZe have to back off at this point because the circle's coming in and they have to rotate out. So then Caden gets a kill on Kickstart as well. So the problem with this play is FaZe actually made a fantastic play here. They won 2 cars out of it, though they didn't really need the cars. But they got 2 kills, but they didn't actually get the kills themselves. The kills were gifted to Envious. So they didn't get much from this other than 2 players dying in the game, so they've got more chance of getting a higher position. But what we can see here was a really, really beautiful play. It was a very smart, well thought out idea. It didn't work out truly well in their favour. I mean, 2 people died, but neither of them got them any kills for FaZe. So it just wasn't as well executed as you'd have wanted it to be. Just a little bit unfortunate, really. But if we look at this, it was a really well thought out play. The straight up aggression from FaZe here is something you do not see often in the pro scene. And I think this is what separates FaZe as a team from other teams. They're never afraid of doing something aggressive and smart. And this is exactly it. They planned this out perfectly, played it very well, and just got a little bit unlucky they didn't get the kills out of it. They were gifted some extra vehicles with some extra health, all with fresh tyres, so they allowed them to get into the circle after this. But I really think this was one of the better plays I've seen in Dreamhack, and I think it was a really good showing from FaZe, and I think they did a really good job here. I'm now going to pass you over to the mental fitness coach working with Pittsburgh Knights, because it's not just about the tactical strategy going into this, it's about the mentality of the players and making sure that they are in the mentally correct position. So he's going to go over some of the points about how they should be mentally feeling going into this.
This mental fitness analysis will be from Dreamhack Austin, round 2 of 12, and we'll be looking at FaZe Clan, and the topic of this clip will be aggression. And where I'm going to come in with the mental fitness analysis is not from the technical aspect. I'm not going to analyze, was it the correct play to make, was it the right strategy to deploy. More so, I'm going to be looking at the characteristics that make an aggressive play successful or not. And as we see here, it begins with FaZe Clan in a building compound, looking up. As you notice, all 3 teams that are going to be involved here are out of the new circle. So this is FaZe pushing up, while Wildcard and Space Station Gaming are already engaged in a battle right at the edge of the circle. And a call comes in from FaZe. As you see, 2 guys deployed simultaneously and immediately, right towards the fight. Now, the number one characteristic in my opinion, that I would want to see teams display when they're going to show aggression is commitment. Commitment is complete polar opposites of hesitation. So now, had these two players that were essentially called to jump out the window, if they were to run up halfway up this hill and then say, oh no, this is a bad idea, turn around, this would not have played out the same way as it does. Once you make an aggressive play call, I would heavily advise that you go all in, pot committed. Something happens incorrectly, you can analyze it post-game, but for now, you see the two players make their way up, and Wildcard may or may not be a little bit surprised by this move. And the technical skill, as you look here, obviously from the professional level, is going to be at a very, very high level. So if you're a team that does not have high technical skill, aggression could actually work against you and could actually eliminate you earlier than playing a little more conservative style. So the technical aspect in this sort of tournament is going to be a wash, right? Most of these teams are going to have very high technical skill. But again, look at how many 3 players from FaZe end up pushing the hill to Wildcard. All in, committed. No hesitation, one up, made the best of the scenario, and now as you see here, they don't have to finish Wildcard to make an effective play. Look what's happened to Wildcard. The other aspect of aggression, the other end of the spectrum of a very aggressive play that is beneficial is you're going to put pressure on the team, the opposing team. You're putting pressure on them. You don't got to wipe them. You don't got to kill them. But if you apply pressure to them, you make their scenario a lot tougher. And as you see FaZe has done, they've essentially made Wildcard go into a very conservative stance and now are pinned between both Envy and themselves and are in a bunch of smoke crawling around the hillside, which is not where they would have been had FaZe decided to stay in their compound and essentially try to easily make and conservatively make their way into the circle. The aggressive play here, again, comes down to determination, all-in commitment, number 1, high technical skill, number 2, and then the ability to put pressure on the opposing team, number 3.